We have been told that India was a prosperous land back in the past, before Christ or in the 5th century or till the 10th century. But nobody had clearly told us about how our prosperity and legacy went in vain, not even our school history books. How our rich culture became the culture of criticism, how Sati became a part of the culture, how and why our society and culture is being portrayed as a man-dominating society, why our culture had a lot of social evils, why such a horrible culture with dark history is being prized at the end. If you have these questions in your mind, hear me out for the answers. Do you think our ancestors were dumb to follow such cruel customs? Definitely not. We don't know enough, but we are criticizing our tradition and culture. Before addressing Sati as a social evil, think for a moment why it came to a practice. Is it really forced? Do your research and then conclude. Nothing what we see or hear is true in this world. If we continued like this, we would be the first enemy for ourselves. We can never be a top nation again. So where have we gone wrong? Actually, it's not our mistake. We had been under the dominance of foreign invaders for past 600 years. They humiliated us, harmed us, tortured us, converted us. What else can we expect? Generation after generation we were robbed, brainwashed, psychologically harmed. So people adapted to their surroundings to save their lives. We can take pride that we had managed to preserve our language and tradition even after such cruelty. But what happened after independence? The reality is we are still colonized. We haven't achieved the real essence of independence yet. The best example would be our education system. We are still following an education system that is being drafted by the British government to turn down our progress so that they can easily control and rule. Right from the school education, the syllabus is completely biased. We were taught about the achievements of Western scientists and philosophers, but no reference for our own sages and intellectuals. Western people are glorified for inventing gravity as if we don't know. Apart from this, Islamic invaders were glorified in the name of secularism, but our native kings were removed from the textbooks. We can't find an exclusive chapter for the great Cholas or the Guptas, the Vijayanagar Emperor, the Chalukyas, the Marathas or the Rajputs. We are not against Mughals or secularism, but the history should not be hidden. Ironically, we are still in a hurry to celebrate the Western culture and movements. We are not declaring it as a wrong, but criticizing India without knowing the fact is. We are the pioneer for almost everything. Even the modern day world haven't attained what we had achieved 2000 years back. It had been told by a lot of Western intellectuals that our Puranas and Vedas were the inspiration for their inventions. Examples are many. All gone wrong when science became the superstition. When we started to forget about spirituality, when we started to question our culture without finding the answers. Swami Vivekananda, after his deep meditation in Kanyakumari, stated that our destruction began when we began to conceal our spiritual knowledge, when we failed to give it to the foreigners, when we failed to go abroad, when we failed to observe the changes in the politics and the society that took place abroad, and when we excluded those who went abroad from the caste and offered to kill him. So how to solve this? Again, Indians have to travel all over the world to spread Indian spirituality and culture. This will bring spiritual life to those who live abroad. It will bring respect to Indians. They will not mock our Indian culture again. They will begin to understand and follow it. He also mentioned that what he had been searching for internally and externally for so many years, he had found in this place. With this clarity in his mind, he went to the world countries, and rest is history. As a youth, if we are not understanding this, then the saga of being enslaved will never end. So, to decode the real past of India, HMO is starting a series called Decoding India, wherein we will be enlightening you on our hidden histories and culture, the reason behind our traditions, underrated humans from our past, reason for the current biases in the society, unnecessary tension of the society, important legal provisions of India, and many more. Realizing where we are going wrong is the first step towards correcting it. We request you to consider subscribing to our channel so that you will not miss any video in the series of Decoding India. Hear me out in the next video. Until then, stay tuned.